Welcome back to JJW Outdoors. Justin here. Today we are out in the woods. I'm really excited for this video. We are going to be doing an overnighter. I hope you're excited about that. I am. It's been a long time since I've been out in the woods, so I'm really excited to set up this new tarp tent that I showed you in a previous video that a lot of you enjoyed. Now, some of you said how, oh, it's water will get underneath it, bugs will come up inside, it's going to be way too breezy or way too hot. So I want to check it out. So I'm going to set it up in roughly that area over there, which I'll be talking about that in just a second. And let's see. I'm going to be showing details, how to set it up again, and let's just camp and do an overnighter. Hope you enjoy. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, because this is going to be a good video. So when looking for a spot to set up your tarp tent, in this case, you want to look at a place that isn't going at the bottom of a hill or on top of creatures. So I'm going to show you a little clip right now of what not to set your tarp up on. So when looking for your shelter, this is the place you do not want to look at. Check this out. You do not want to set your tarp up on top of that. So now that you know to look for ants, we also want to look for dead things. So you want to look up and you want to look down. So if there's a bunch of leaves, you want to scrape away those leaves, because you don't want to be setting up on top of a log to where it's going to be right in the middle of your back, in the middle of your neck. It's going to be a pain. So you want to brush away all that stuff and make sure it's a flat-ish area. So like I said, you don't want to set up at the bottom of the hill. So as you can see here, if you head over this way, the hill goes down there. I am going to be setting up here, and this is what's above me. It's all alive except for this one branch right here that I'm going to take down and use for firewood. Alright, so I obviously have to get a couple of these things out of the way. So I'm going to go get my tool right now. I'll show you what I'm going to be using in a little bit. There's my satchel. My sleeping stuff is actually over there. I'll get in a minute to bring it over here. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this area. We're going to set up my tarp tent roughly right here. So today, for clearing this area, I'm going to be using this shovel right here. It's a cold steel shovel and it's serrated edges. Absolutely love this thing. This is probably one of my favorite tools that I have purchased. So let's take the shovel really quick and let's cut some of this out of the way and make this area flat to set up our shelter. Make sure when you take the sheath off, you either, if it's small enough to go in your pocket, or you go put it in your bag, which I'm gonna go do right now. Hi, peeps. Hey, buddy. So like I said earlier, this is gonna be the general area for the tarp. I'm gonna have a little fire out here. So I just want to get all this stuff off so I'm not sleeping on all these sticks and stuff. We're going to be using that for fire, so I'm going to put it over there. This needs to come down. So like I said, when you're setting up for your tarp area, your sleeping area, you want to make sure there's no critters like ants, which I showed you, but holes of any sort and all the dead stuff. As much as you can above you, get down or find a new area. But all this dead standing stuff is really good for fire, so make sure you save it. There we go. Now let's get you a bit closer and set up our shelter. So when setting up your shelter, you want to think of your position and where your door is going to be and where your door is not going to be. So I'm going to be setting up on the back side of this tree. The ground slopes this way just a little bit. So I want my head to be on this side because I don't want to sleep leaning down a little bit. You know what I mean? So head's going to be on this side. So when I set my tarp up, it's going to be in this frame here. And the back side is going to be here. Now, if you feel, the wind is coming this way. Now it's like in this little cove, so this tree's blocking some of the wind. That tree over there is blocking some of the wind, so it kind of feels like it's coming this way as well. So when I set this up, I think I want my door to be facing this way. Because wind is coming this way, and it's kind of circling around this way. And I don't want too much wind to go inside the tent because I don't want the smoke from the fire to go in there. And in the middle of the night, it's gonna get cold, so you don't want the wind constantly blowing in there as well. So keep that in mind. Let's get the tarp out, let's set this up. So in my previous video, I talked about this tarp already. I had it set up. I already have the string and everything attached to it, so it makes it really nice and easy. Stuff sack, we're either gonna put in our pocket or the satchel, which we're gonna do right now. For this time, I am going to be using some stakes instead of cutting my own sticks. Either way is great, it's just this is more weight. That's up to you. But anyway, so here's the tarp. So since I already have my strings, I know that this is one of my strings, so this is the front of the tarp and this is the back of the tarp. So I want to position this to where I can use this tree here as a tie out point. So once you get the structure up, you have a tie out point in the back that you can tie out to the tree, or you can make a tripod, which I'll be explaining that in a little bit. So just keep all those things in mind. All right, I think this is a good spot. Door's gonna be there, wind is coming this way, so that should be okay. Fire pit is gonna go in the front. I think we're good. Let's get some stakes and let's set this up. Alright, so we're gonna start off by staking our first corner down. Make sure I got this up right. First corner there. Take another stake and we're gonna stake out this corner. I'm gonna move it this way just a little bit. Like that. Can't be off. Good boy. Just like so. Now we'll go up to the front. Make sure it's all pulled out so you can see it like that. So now when doing this setup, remember that you want to move the front like this into the second tie out point. And you want to make it pretty taut. Again, this here, move into there. And you're gonna kind of reposition these as you go, just because that it is what it is. So now you want to go in about a third distance. So mine is already set up for that. So it's gonna sit up like that. So my pull is roughly here at my ribs. So let's go cut a pull now and we'll get the rest of this done. Here, PB boys, come on, we gotta cut a stick. Hi buddy. So for a 10 by 10 tarp, you roughly want something 5 foot, but I just showed you a little trick there to kind of measure on your body. So like I said, mine's just right under my ribs. So that's what we're gonna cut. So I got this dead pole right here. We're gonna make sure it's decent. Tug on it a little bit. Get this stuff out of here. Yeah, this should be good. So the bottom's a little bit rotten. So I want to cut that off about here. Because this is a pole you don't want to be cheap on. You really want to get a good pole because this is what makes your shelter. So I said just under the ribs, so I'm going to go up a little bit so I can play with it. So right there, that's what I'm going to do. Ribs are about here. I cut it an extra yay much. Let's go try it. Let's see what we can cut off because like I said, the bottom is a little bit dead still, so I can always get rid of some more. Come on peeps, let's go. Come on buddy. So in my other video, I showed a trick. You take your stick, you put the big end towards the bottom of course, and you have the skinny end up here. I took my knife and I rounded this, which we will be doing in a minute. But then I took the stuff sack and I put the stuff sack and I put some grass inside of here to the top. So a lot of people either use their extra pair of socks that they bring with them for an overnighter. A lot of people use a bandana if they have that, or extra paracord. Some people will wrap up extra paracord and put that on there. So the object of that is to not put a hole at the top of your tarp, because when you set your stick up, those sharp edges will tug on the tarp a certain way and you could rip your tarp in half. So keep that in mind. I am going to use the same trick as I used last time, because people really, they believed me in the video, but they didn't really see it. So I want to show everything about the same as what I did in the other video. So let's get some grass over here, put it in the stuff sack, put that on here, and let's see how it fits. So don't forget, when you're out in the woods, you gotta put your Crocs in 4-wheel drive like this. I am a very big Croc person. I will go hiking in these things. I will do my bushcraft in these things. I love my Crocs. So make sure you put them in 4-wheel drive, because you need to have them in 4-wheel drive. All right, back to this. So all I'm gonna do is rip up some of this finer grass, and I want to take out as much dirt as I can and all the pokies at the end. I just want to get a good bundle of it. Because like I said, this is critical because you don't want to rip your tarp. So there's a little bit of a hard piece right here. We'll just break that out of there. And there we go. So now, instead of carrying a whole extra piece of gear with you, you are utilizing a piece that you already bring with you every single time. So just keep that in mind. Multiple purpose gear. So now that we have our big bag of grass, we're going to put that on our stick like this. Now keep in mind, this is going to raise your stick up just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. But now you can take your bag, you can wrap it around like this, and take this tie out lash that you have for your tarp to cinch it all down, put it around it like this, and cinch it tight. We'll get a bit closer to show you that. So as you can see, this is way more poofier here. And I just wrapped it up and cinched it tight. So now all we're gonna do, we're gonna pick our tarp up. Like I said, mine's already kind of lined out for this. This tie out point here is gonna go on the inside like this. Put it right in there. Make sure it's up and down like that. Whoops. Just like that. Now we can tie out our areas to where this will stay up. So now for this part, since it is more critical, I want to get a stick, which needs to be better than that. Get a stick about like this. So for this little trick, we're going to pass this string through that string, pass our stick through, and when you pull tight, it's going to get caught on itself like that. Little toggle system. So now we're going to pull this out tight like this. And we're going to stake it in the ground. Just like that. Now you can see our shape is coming together, everything's coming together. So now we'll tie this back over here, tie the other side back, put a stake down here, it's coming along. So there's another tie out point here, so we're going to put the stake through that, and when the stake goes through that, it's also going to take this rope for this with it, just like that. So this is the other side. We're just going to stake it down like this, then take our string and put it on it just like that. So now you see we have our shape, we have our design. Our pole in the middle is a little crooked, so I'm gonna go fix that for a minute. All right, so this side's sagging a little bit. That side is just a little bit, but not too bad. So we're gonna pull that corner out a little bit and put another stake out on that side. So as you can see here, it's kind of buried a little bit, which is a good thing because it will not slide on you that way. So keep that in mind. Bury your stick a little bit. It's not going to move on you. All right, outside. So this setup, it's a little saggy here. So to fix that, we're gonna pull this out here, which tightens this whole area up. But then, if you pull this one out, it tightens that area up as well. So we're actually gonna utilize this corner. So let's first stake this down, pull it so it's really taut. And then we're gonna pull this corner out actually, grab onto this tie out point. So as you see, when I get this in there, it's pulling here, it's pulling there, and it's pulling here. So therefore we can take this little bit of excess tarp that we have and tuck it up under here, and now you have our shape. So I'm gonna get a piece of string. We're gonna tie a piece of string on this. We're gonna pull this out. You see how much more room it's giving me? All that extra slack. We're gonna pull it out to our tree. So I'm just gonna tie a bowline really quick. If you don't know how to tie a bowline, go check out my knots playlist and I actually show you how to tie a bowline. It's a really cool video. So now we're gonna take another one of our sticks. We're actually gonna take this loop through the other loop, put the stick through like that, and pull it out so it's a toggle system. Then we're gonna kind of measure around here like this. I'm gonna cut my string right here. So it's gonna go 2 on the inside and 1 on the outside. And I forget exactly what it's called, so I will have to do, I'll pop it on the screen and I'll do a separate video on this knot because this is one of my favorite knots I love using. As you can see, you can pull it so it gets really tight, and if it's too tight, you can loosen it up really, really easy. So keep that in mind. So right here is where I'm gonna put my fire at. So wind is coming this way, shelter's behind you. My stakeout point is actually sitting right here. So I want my fire pit to be here. Now I actually stepped 3 steps because I really don't want to poke a hole in this tarp. I love this tarp, and this is like one of my first times actually spending the night outside with this tarp, so I'm really excited. So I'm gonna keep the fire pit a little bit further away. So we're actually gonna dig our hole because it's been a little drier lately. So I want to make sure that I cannot start any fires. Plus, I have not been able to find any rocks on this property. But we're just gonna do like this. We're gonna keep this sand because I'm gonna utilize it. But this way, digging this out, it keeps it a little bit more moist and it helps keep the fire in one area. We got a root there. Get that guy out of there so I don't start any fires. So what I mean by utilizing the dirt is we're gonna pack the dirt around like this. So therefore it can't really light all this grass on fire. Just like that. So I don't need a big old hole, but I chopped that up a little bit to keep it more moist. And just like that, we'll fill it up with fire. Fire will probably go about yay high. And it'll keep me nice and warm. Awesome shelter. Fire pit here. 3 steps this way. Shelter. And plenty of space. Hey, Peachy. Got our fire pit here, right, buddy? So now we gotta go get some firewood. There we go, baby. What? What is it? What you see? Did you find something? Yes, you found something, buddy? You helping me dig it out? Dig it out. Get it. Dig it out for me. Good boy. Get that fire pit a little deeper. Good boy, buddy. You excited about this, peeps? Alright, buddy, let's see how much room we have. Oh yeah, we got plenty of room. Plenty of room. I think I'm gonna sleep here, okay? You sleep over there? Okay. You can get your sleeping bag? Are you? So now that a structure is up, I need to lay down a ground sheet. So there's a little bit of these still in here I gotta get up. All I use for my ground sheet is a very cheap tarp. Very cheap tarp that I got off of I believe Amazon. If I find it, I will let you know, but I got it years and years ago. It's one of those no-brain, no, actually it says, it's a Bluefield, it's a Chinese tarp, but it works great for the ground, so that's what I use it for. Got it years and years ago. All I'm going to do is I'm going to lay that out in here. Just like so. Pretty much all that's for is to keep the pokies from where I'm laying. So now I'm going to get my other sheet, and this one right here is my reflective. Put this away so make sure I don't lose it. And what this one's going to do is it's going to make it so when you sleep on this, my body heat is reflecting. It's keeping the cold ground away from me. So this one's going to be the majority of it in here, because I want to make sure Peeps is going to be nice and warm as well. Alright. As you can see, I got plenty of room, plenty of space. It is super warm in here already, which is really, really cool. So now that those two pieces are in there, now it's time for me to get my sleeping bag out. Stay over here, buddy. My sleeping bag is not so much bushcrafty because I don't have a good system. So if you know of a good wool blanket that I can get, please let me know in the comments below. I would really appreciate it. So there's that. That's just gonna go in there. This actually has my hammock in it as well. I have a new sleep system here. This one's a little tiny cute for Mr. Peeps. So that's gonna go right next to me. Get you a bit closer to show you what's in here. So there's Pierre's and there's mine. We're gonna fluff mine out a little bit because it's been sitting in its bag for a while. There we go. Over to our Vital sleeping bag. And then Pierre's sleeping bag. Just got it off of Amazon, nice and cheap for him. We'll keep him warm tonight. Right, Peeps? Yes, your boy. So what you can do is you can also lift this side up and have it stretched out this way, and it creates more airflow in there for you. So keep that in mind as well. So I want to get some fire prep material because in the morning I want to have some oatmeal, so I got to boil some water, that type of thing. So I want to make a tripod, and I want to get some fire prep right now so I don't have to worry about it in the morning. So what I'm looking for is these dead twigs here for one thing, but I want to try getting some fat wood. So I've done a video on fat wood, but I'm just gonna keep a little reminder, or those who haven't seen it, you should go check out that video. We're gonna cut really close up to the tree on a dead branch. Oh yeah, this one has good amount of fat wood in it. As you can see, that purplish on the camera, but it's more of a reddish in person. But that is what you're looking for. This is a good piece of fatwood. I'm gonna keep looking, I'll get a couple more. So that branch also cut off this one. I'm going to be using that for the rest of my fire as well to get it started. So I'm gonna put that piece of fatwood in my pocket, cut off these little ones. Little ones have a little bit of resin in them, but not near as much as the big ones. That one didn't have too much. Let's try this one. Oh yeah, this one has a lot. That one was a good one. It is not supposed to rain tonight, so I am not going to be worrying about this sitting overnight. Now it will be damp in the morning, but I'm just gonna separate these things. Smaller twigs on one side, bigger twigs on the other side. I'm gonna make a base out of smaller twigs in this fire pit already, just so it keeps it off the ground. And then we're gonna build ourselves a little tripod. All my goal is, because it's really warm out, is I just want to get a fire going, boil some water, and show you guys how to make a tripod. Just getting my stuff around really quick. Got the fire stuff around, put the fat wood in here so I wouldn't lose it. Yeah, we're doing good right now. So now we're going to probably make that tripod. By the time we make that tripod, it'll probably be getting dark. And then hopefully we don't hear anything creepy in the middle of the night. But hey, that's why we're on this adventure. So I just had to switch out my camera battery. Bugs are coming out, so I'm gonna have to put some bug dope on. Peeps has just been exploring. He's really excited to be out here in the woods. Alright, for this tripod, I think we're just gonna put a piece right here in the ground. I'll show you that in a minute. Another piece on the other side with a log that goes through the middle and a string that hangs down to the pot. Let's try it. I'm gonna get my beautiful tool right here. And we're gonna create a point. Just like that. Now I went and found a Y, cut the wire. We're gonna jam it right in here. Like that, so it's nice, and here's our hole where our fire is gonna be. We're gonna get a stick that's gonna come across here to another Y. So I gotta get my Y cut. Go. Now we got our stick. It's gonna go straight across like that. Another backwards Y this time. See that? So now I can hang that stick like that. Peeps, watch out. Hey, watch out, dude. Hang that stick like that. We'll get our pot really quick. So there's two ways we could do this. One way is taking it, hanging it like this, cutting that bottom off a little bit more, and tying it like this so make it adjustable. Like that. Another way of doing it is to actually hang that off of there and tie this thing right to here. So we can lower it and we can raise it, since I have a slant here like this. And that was kind of why the slant is there. All I'm going to do, I'm going to take my little string, tie a slip knot right here on the end, slip knot it tight. Let me get you a bit closer to see this, but string goes over like this, goes up like this, and then you can lock the string off right here. So as you see there, I have my pot with a string that comes up and wraps around here. So to make this adjustable, you could either drop it down here into the fire like that, so it's closer, as you can see, or make it come up here like this. And to get even further, say if it's way up here, you can actually drop that string down. So it's like this. And then the strings are adjustable. And that's what I like to do. So I'm actually probably gonna have that like that. And this is gonna be my tie off, just like that. Loop it around the stick. It's not gonna go anywhere. It's not gonna fall when there's water in there. It's really, really easy. And then when I want it off, I just go like this, undo my string, and drop it down to the ground. Nice and simple, just like that. It's just all personal preference, but I like to do it this way. You can see. Very cool tarp shelter setup so far. Excited to spend the night in it. A little bit boring right now. So honestly, I'm gonna go for a walk because why not? I'm out in the woods. So Peeps Boys and I are gonna go for a little walk, kind of go scout out the area. Figured I'll bring you along. I've been finding quite a few mushrooms, which I don't know what they are. So I'm gonna show you some and let me know in the comments below what they are. If they're edible, if they're not edible, tell me why. And if you could tell me their names, that'd be really awesome. You can see there, underside looks like that. No peeps. Nope here. There's one type. There's actually another type over here as well. If I can find it again. Nope. Here's this one. That's a crazy looking one. Peeps, come on, buddy. Then there's these ones up here. I just don't know what they are, so please let me know in the comments below what they are. I would really appreciate it. So like I said, we're just gonna go for a little walk. Hear that bird? That's awesome. It's very beautiful. I'm gonna tone it down a little bit. Hopefully we'll see some deer, some other critters, but I gotta keep a watch on Peeps. I'm really excited. Stay tuned. Don't forget to go hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, because there's gonna be a lot more adventures to come. Plus, you gotta see to the end of the video to see how I did spend the night. I'm not quite sure what happened here, but there's a feather there. There's a feather there. Another feather there. And another one there. And then check this out. Very beautiful, perfect feather. Let me know what happened here if you guys can guess in the comments below. I can kind of guess what happened, but at the same time I really can't. Now here's some cool mushrooms. Haven't been this far for a while. Check out this mushroom. That's a crazy mushroom. There's one there, there's one over here too. Not quite sure what those ones are either. Crazy mushroom season. Peeps, what you doing, buddy? What'd you find? Huh? What'd you find? What'd you find, Peeps? What is it? Wanna go for a walk? Super beautiful out here. Starting to cool off a little bit. Probably end up gonna put some pants on in a little bit. Mosquitoes are starting to come out too. Hopefully when it gets a bit colder though, they'll go away. See if anything happens. Looks like something was chewing on that one. Big old mushrooms, right, peeps? Don't get too close. Don't know what they are. I don't want peeps to get hurt. Just spent the last couple of minutes getting some things arranged in bed. So far, it feels pretty comfortable. Yeah. So far, it feels pretty comfortable, but I think it's gonna be a good night. I really do. I think I'm gonna get a really good night's sleep. I ended up bringing my full pillow this time instead of my partial pillow. That's just personal preference. I don't know if you call that bushcrafty or not, but I call it comfortable. But PC Boy's figured out where he's sleeping. He's sleeping right here on the ground apparently. I have all these nice covers and he's just right in the dirt, like no big deal. But that's Pizza Boys. Now this is awesome. It really is. This is a great tarp shelter. I can easily fit me here, another person on that side, and Pierre right in the middle. I mean, easy. Really cool. I highly encourage you to get out, fix one of these up, and see what you think. Now for a door, some people in the comments below said, well, there's no door, you're letting all the mosquitoes in. This tarp shelter is not really for heat, I would say. It's for a big old storm. Well, you have plenty of cover to where you really won't get soaking wet. At the same time, the flaps that we folded over here on the side, we could cross them and it will cover up most of the stuff. Plus, as you can see in the back, my feet are way up. I could sit up in this thing no problem. If you drop the pole a little bit more, no, I'm sorry. If you put the sides in more and made the pole go up taller, it would close your door in more. Just a thought. It's gonna be starting to get dark here soon. I'm gonna shut the camera off. I'll probably mess around with peeps for a little bit and I'll get back to you. So as you can see, it's definitely starting to get dark out. I think I'm gonna call it a day. I think we're gonna lay down for a while. Get all situated. And I'll probably see you in the middle of the night when I wake up and have to go pee. But alright, I'll let you know in the middle of the night. So I'm not quite sure if you can see me or not, but I think I'm going to be turning in for the night. We did a bunch of stuff today. Got at least that shelter all set up. Looks really, really cool. Got this sucker going for tomorrow morning. I think it's going to be really, really cool. Pierre's out here right now. I'm going to get him back inside. Actually, just heard some coyotes a couple minutes ago. That's why I come out here to see if I can get them on film, but can't see them. But, yeah, I think I'm going to turn in for the night. So I will catch you probably in the middle of the night because I'm going to have to wake up, probably go to pee and whatnot. But, yeah, I'll catch you in the middle of the night. Why, good morning. It is super early right now. It's about 4:30. Stars are out. It is a really beautiful night. The only problem is that dog over there had to go potty. Now I have him tied up so he doesn't wander off. But yeah, I mean it's been perfect out here. So I just want a little update. I wish the ground wasn't as hard, but that's my fault because I haven't wanted to buy a big old sleeping pad yet. But other than that, it's been great. Bugs have been chill. It's been good. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification so you get notified every single time I post a video. I'll see you guys when it gets light. Well, good morning, everybody. It is 7 o'clock right now. I'm actually going to get up. We're going to get a fire started. I'm just going to use a simple lighter. That fat wood we collected. I'm just going to light it up. Be done and over with, so I'm not going to show it. Now, if you are curious on how to do that, you should go check out my fat wood Ooh, I heard a noise. You should go check out my Firewood video. I would really appreciate it. But yeah, I'm just gonna get the fire started. We're gonna get some water in the pot. We're gonna boil it. It's gonna be a good morning. Got some hot chocolate we're gonna put in the water as well. Filled up about halfway. It's okay, peeps. Alright, so pretty much just waiting for the fire to die down now. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna make sure I have all my stuff. Oh yes, yeah I do. Make sure I packed up my trash. This backpack is what I've been using for my camera gear lately. I didn't bring out too much camera gear this time, but for camera gear I have my GoPro, my camera batteries, a couple extra attachments in here. Other than that, that's pretty much all I have for camera gear. Now I always have string. That's just a given. Oh, the fire's starting to die down now. But I always have some string. Like I said, this is what I used to tie Pierre up last night. He has his body harness on. He's not too fond of the fire right now. This pine stuff really pops and he don't like it. But that's pretty much all that's around here is pine. Go. This thing out. Alrighty. It's nice and cool out. I was gonna have a fire last night, but it was hot. It probably would have kept more bugs away, but that's okay. So like I showed yesterday, we're gonna do the same idea. Since it's high, I'm gonna put it up here for right now, right next to the fire. I'm gonna tie it off to here. I'm gonna let that boil. Alright, I know for a fact that the water isn't boiling, but it is really hot water. Oh yeah. Yep, there's some bubbles in there. So I'm gonna take it off, place it on the side for a second. Watch out, buddy. The string system works really good. Plus, if you have some old cordage, it just works amazing. See, when you don't want the string on there anymore, you just pull it right off. Just like that. Toggle system. fire is just going and dying down. I'm gonna get my oatmeal around. I take my oatmeal packet. And I take my beautiful hot water. I just dump it right inside of it to the fill line. Oatmeal packet. You can see there's a fill line there. Well, if you look on the inside, you can see that fill line on the inside as well. I can't really show you. But that's where you fill your water up to. Just give it a little bit of a stir. Let it sit if it's too hot, which mine's pretty warm. But that's how I eat my oatmeal out in the woods. Right there, nice and simple. Easy. No mess. I just pack out the trash when I'm done. It's that simple. I use this awesome new shelter that I set up for you guys the other day, which it turned out great. It had tons and tons of room. So if I were to do this different, I would actually drop it down a little bit and have it flail out so it keeps you a bit warmer at night. But this is awesome just like this. 5-ish foot up. I can sit up in it if I want to. I can have the fire closer if I want to, just like this. You can see how there's not very many sparks that come off of it. Peeps had plenty of room last night, like I said. He had the whole other side. He was tossing back and forth. Other than that, the pole did not get in the way, which actually surprised me. So a lot of people in the comments said, oh, that pole will get in the way. Well, there's a couple ways to fix that, which I will have to explain in another video, because I gotta get going already for today. But I could actually eliminate that pole on the inside, but you have to have a branch or something above your shelter. And then say if you're in the middle of like a desert area, or you're hiking the Appalachian Trail and there's not many trees or sticks around, if you have trekking poles with you, you can use trekking poles for this. The trekking poles adjust, that works just as fine. Of course, I bring my camera along just for you guys. I don't have to have the tripod. The tripod is really nice, but I don't have to have it on my camera the whole time. So I could actually use the tripod for this setup. Depending on your tripod, it might be higher, it might be lower. It's all over the place, but still, you can adjust your tent to how you want it, whatever the ridge pole is. As you saw, my tie-out point was on the back of the tarp. If you wanted to, there is enough room in there to where you can have 2 sticks in the back. One's your main ridge pole, and then 1 stick in the back that pushes it out. That works as well, but you might hit that bottom stick. Depends on how tall and big you are. For me, I don't think I would, but I would touch this side more. But yeah, other than that, I slept great, slept like a little baby. Peep slept really good, he didn't wander at all. Heard some coyotes, that was crazy. They were super close, they were probably right down here. An owl, that was really cool. I couldn't turn the camera on to hear the owl. Overall, this turned out to be a great camp. I hope you learned something, I hope you enjoyed. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, because there's going to be a lot more adventures to come. Now, I'm going to be doing this again, and I want to do my hammock setup, so I probably will not bring Pierre, unless one other family member comes with me. But I really want to show you my hammock setup. Now, my hammock setup, I really use for winter. But when I first started the YouTube channel, winter was already done, and then my camera batteries never last in the winter. So I did that night hike video, if you've seen that. If not, you guys gotta go check that out. It was so cold to the point to where you would breathe and it would crystallize in the air. I tried to turn my cameras on, it was deader than dead. So I actually have my GoPro plugged into a battery charger. That battery charger actually charges it twice as fast. Well, it still couldn't charge it as fast as what the batteries died. It was nuts. But that's why I can't do too much filming in the winter for you. but my phone will probably do a little bit better. So maybe I'll film off my phone in the winter versus my GoPro or my camera. My camera just froze, it wouldn't let me take pictures, that kind of a thing. And I hate to ruin that camera, it's a really expensive camera. Yeah, let me know if you want to see some winter trips this year. I like getting out in the winter doing more bushcrafty stuff, so I'll start the fire with flint. I will set up a cool tripod system like this for my pot, and we'll actually cook like a good meal, like a chicken, potato, steak meal. That's what I really like to cook out in the woods. This stuff is okay, but I prefer to bring eggs, bacon, sausage with me, that type of a thing. That's what I really like when I'm out in the woods. But I hope you learned something about this tripod setup. I really like this tripod setup. It's probably one of my favorites. It's just, like I said, just a piece of string that you've used in the past. I just threw in here, and that's what I use. If you guys are curious on what I bring with me, let me know. Oops, I got my hot chocolate over here. What am I doing? If you guys are curious on what I bring out in the woods with me, please let me know. Or I would really appreciate it. There we go. That's what I needed this morning. Alright, I think I'm gonna pack this up, let the fire die down, and I'll be on my way. Got my awesome feather that I collected. I'm gonna make something cool out of that. This shelter setup is super fast, super easy, that literally all you need to do is pull up your first stake, pull your toggle system out. That part falls down. Make sure you save all your stakes. Then I just pull this out like this. This part comes up. See? Whole thing's down already. Very simple. I take this, undo this, should just pull straight off. Get the grass out of there. Hey grass, that was a good idea. People haven't really talked about that too much. This setup, you definitely need quite a few stakes, or you make your own stakes, which is nice, so you can bring out your 4 main stakes for the back and the front, and then you can make your own stakes for the rest of it. When I'm doing more bushcrafty, I'm not really going as far in the woods, so I don't have to bring a lot, if that makes sense. No, so when I go out in the woods and I do more bushcraft stuff, I know I can bring a lot because I'm not going that far out in the woods. But when I go hiking, I can't bring a lot because I go hiking. Like, I'll easily go 10 to 15 miles on a hike. And that's it. Just making sure I got all my tent pegs. I'm going to show you how to undo this toggle system really quick. As you can see, the toggle system right there. It's very easy just to loosen it up. Pull off your string like that. Then it just pulls off, just like that. And that's really blends into this tree, so we got to make sure we collect this. I'm actually going to fold this whole thing in half, grab the middle, like this. And people don't see this very often as well. This is how I fold up my tarp. I fold it in the middle, and I grab the one side and I go grommet to grommet. Then I cross and I grab the other grommet, grab the other grommet. And then I cross it again, grab the other side. See? Just like that. Oops. You gotta keep a hold of your grommet, but other than that, see, just like that, it's already all folded up. Then I lay it down, and I fold it to the right size that's gonna fit inside that pack. Like this. fold it one more time. Actually, we're gonna fold it this way. Just makes it nice and easy. Now when I get home, I'm definitely going to lay this tarp out because it is a little damp still. But there you go. That's a very, very easy way to set up. Take down and set up for the next time. And you can see how much room I have inside this to where. So all of these stakes except for one I used, I can just put them all in here, plus a whole hack of string in there as well. Just take it and I'll just throw it right in the satchel. You can see there, satchel done. Well, bam. Sit pad. Take the sit pad. Every once in a while I bring the sit pad, but not very often. I'll throw the sit pad in there. Zip it up. Got my water over there. Got my awesome shovel here. So let's take care of the fire really quick. So what's nice about this cold steel shovel, I'm actually going to take this and we're going to set that there for right now, is you can literally just do this. Shove it right in there. Mix around all this dirt. Just put the fire right out this way. All this cold, wet dirt, you just dig up from the bottom a little bit and just put your fire right out. As you see there. That's it. And then just put the dirt back on top. All this stuff is wet, so it's not gonna cause any fires. I can even feel that this is cold now, so that's good. And then to be safe, I'm gonna go get some water, dump a bunch of water on here as well. So there you have it. We got a solo overnight with the dog, which turned out so cool. I love being out here, love doing this stuff. So if you could do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button. The more subscribers I get, the more I'll come out here and do this stuff in the woods for you. I can make it more tactical, I can make it more comfortable, like which I did on this one, or I could take my smallest little kit I have, go out in the woods, build a shelter, build a bed, and we can go for there. All I'll bring is my saw, my shovel, and my knife. That's it. So let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see more of a survival type shelter. Say if you got stuck out in the woods with just your pocket knife, how to make it work. How to take a really cheap pocket knife, make it work. How to build a super easy shelter. Lean-to shelter, covers you from the rain, done. No tarp necessary. Let me know if you want to see those types of things. But like I said, please go hit that subscribe button. The more subscribers I get, the more I'll come out here in the woods and do this for you guys. Thank you so much. I will see you on the next one.